going to do a story time about when I got kicked out of college. So let's just get straight into the story. So I got kicked out of college my sophomore year, but in order for me to get up to that, I have to tell you guys what happened my freshman year.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
So freshman year, you know, everybody's new, just getting out of high school, trying to feel things out and, you know, see who you can be friends with, you know, get the vibe of everybody. So I'm the type of person, I'm friends with everybody. I can make friends in the grocery store, at UPS, like I make friends everywhere. So I had large amounts of friends, whatever. So I started to notice that it was a group of girls who didn't really like me. For the sake of this video, we just gonna call them the Girl Sisters. So yeah, I started to notice that the Girl Sisters didn't like me. They would say mean things and do mean things, and they were just, you know, you can tell when somebody doesn't like you or when you make somebody feel some type of way. And I didn't know what I could have did at the time, you know, to cause them to feel some sort of way about me or whatever. So I was friends with this boy named, we're just gonna call him Jalen. So I was friends with Jalen. He ended up being from my hometown, so you know, we had a lot in common. We were always hanging out or whatever. One of the girls ended up liking him, which, you know, was cool because I didn't like him. Like I said, we were just friends. So I guess, you know how girls be, oh, you talk to her, don't talk to her. I don't want you hanging with her, da, da, da. So he came back and he told me these things, and it was just like, what? Like, we're not even like that. There's no reason for them to even feel that way. And he felt the same, you know, same way. So we kept hanging out, you know. So one of the girls actually ended up living on my floor. So I would see her all the time, you know, in the hallways. She would always be rolling her eyes or saying something under her breath. And it'd just be like, what is your point? So that basically went on my whole freshman year, like just the back and forth between me and her or me and her group or whatever. So they would do like little mean things, like if we're at a basketball game and me and my friends are trying to sit down, they would try to put their feet up on the bleachers so that, you know, nobody could sit around them. And just be like, girl, if you don't move them little legs, like, what are you doing? So just little petty stuff like that. Like I said, we all just got out of high school, so it was very childish. Now, I never did anything back. You know, the most I do, if you say something to me, I'm going to say something back. If you walk too close to me, then I'm going to bump you. Like, that's just, you know, the most it was, whatever. So at the end of my freshman year, I ended up meeting this girl, and we became really, really close. Actually, she was like my best friend or whatever. So let's fast forward to sophomore year. Cool. So sophomore year comes, and me and my friend, you know, we're just hanging out. I think it was like a group of maybe 5 of us. We're just hanging out trying to figure out, you know, what we're going to do. So there was no parties or anything going on. Like, campus was really dry. Like, and if you know what school I went to, you know that school be dry. So we was like, okay, so let's knock on doors and run. Mind you, I know that that's the most childish thing you could do, knock on doors and run. But I was bored. That's the game we used to play in the hood, and we called it nigga knock. And so we was like, okay, yeah, let's play. So mind you, I said that I was friends with groups of people. So there was plenty of doors we could knock on. Like, we could knock on anybody's door. There was plenty of doors we could knock on. So we doing that, whatever, knocking on people that we know door. We wasn't really knocking on anybody that we didn't know because we don't want to disturb nobody, you know, that's rude. So we just knocked on doors that we didn't know. So as we're doing this, we see a girl in the hallway. She was one of my friends too. She's like, what are y'all doing? So, you know, we tell her, yeah, girl, we playing nigga knock. Like, you want to play? Da, da, da. She ended up not playing. I don't really remember. Somehow she ended up going her separate way. But before that even happened, we was like, oh, what if we knock on the Girl Sisters' door? Like, what if we just knock on that door to be petty? Mind you, I said we just got out of high school. So now we're like 18, 19. 19, I am pretty grown, but at the same time, I'm childish. So we ended up saying that, you know, we was going to knock on that door. Mind you, we didn't even know where they lived or nothing. We were just talking. So as we're saying this, we're in the hallways. As we're saying this girl comes out. She don't really need a name because, yeah. So she walks out, and I'm like, she about to turn the story and, you know, make it something different or whatever, but we're just gonna see how it plays. You know how you already know when something about to happen, you just feel it, like you already know. So kid you not, probably within like 30 minutes later, I get a DM. And if I was still able to get into that Twitter, I would pull it up, but that was years ago. Anyways, so I get a DM and it was like the room number, and then she said, "What's up?" This is one of the girl sisters DM me. And I'm like, "What you mean, what's up?" Because, you know, what's up can be like, "Hey, what's up?" Or what's up is like, "What's good, shawty?" Like, "What's up?" So I'm like, "What you mean, what's up?" And she was like, "Room number again, what's up?" And I'm like, what are you saying, what's up? She's like, "Oh, I heard you was looking for me. If you want to know where I am, I'm here." She's just doing the most. She's doing the most. And the type of girl that she was, that wasn't coming from her. See, in her group of friends, there was a leader and she was the follower. So nothing she was saying was coming from her, because I knew her style. I knew how she was. So it wasn't her, it was somebody else, or, you know, hyping her head up like girls do. So she's like, "I heard you was looking for me. Come up here, da da da. If it's a problem, you know where to find me." She was just doing a whole bunch of extra mess, and I like a challenge. So me and my friends was like, you know, let's go up there. You know, she want to see what's up. Let's go up there. So she's, you know, she put in the room number, like, okay, cool. So I did end up saying that, you know, it wasn't no problem. It was just more so of, we were playing a game. We thought it'd be funny if we knocked on your door, but if you want to take it there, then let's take it there. I'm childish. I'm not really thinking at the time. So I messaged her and I'm like, you know, I'll come up there, but I'm not going to your room, because if something happens, I'm going to get suspended or I'm going to get in trouble because I came to your room, so I'm already in the wrong. And she's like, "Okay, well, you know, let's meet in the lobby." So we were in the upperclassmen dorms, even though we were underclassmen, we just ended up living in those dorms. So every floor has their own little lobby, you know. So we meet in the lobby, and some of my friends weren't, you know how you are when you from the hood and you just a hothead kind of, you don't really care, you wild type thing. That's the type of person that I was. And some of my friends weren't like that. They were more, you know, chill, not confrontational, you know, they're gonna just, you know, chill out or whatever. So some of my friends decided, you know, that they were going to come up there with us, but we had another friend that lived on that floor. So they were like, I'm just gonna, you know, hang out in the other girl room, you know, which is cool. So we proceed to go to the lobby. It's me and two other girls, and then it's two of them. Mind you, I said it was a group of them, but at the time it was just two of them. So we get up there and I'm arguing with one of the girl sisters, and she's like, why is my name always in y'all mouth? And, you know, a typical argument between girls going back and forth. So, you know, we were like, your name's not always in our mouth. Like, I already told you what the situation was. We were playing a game and we thought it'd be fun to knock on your door. Like, it's simple as that. There's nothing else more to it. So me and her just, you know, we're arguing, going back and forth. And I think maybe one of the other girls was arguing with one of my friends, and they were going back and forth. And it just got to the point where, like, there's only so much arguing we can do. So I had asked, in the middle of us arguing, I asked if she wanted to go to the park, because there's a park down the street from our campus, and most people go there to fight. So at the time, I was like, you know, do you want to just go to the park and fight? And then I don't even know what she said back, but it was just like the argument just kept progressing. So mind you, she's sitting down, I'm standing up in the front. My two friends are behind me somewhere. I don't really know where they're positioned. And then one of her friends is like on the side of me. So it's like I'm arguing with one of them, but I feel like out of the corner of my eye, the other one is like, I don't know if she was walking up or if she was just in arm's reach. So at that point, my fence was up. So I hit this friend, even though I was arguing with that one. So it got to the point where we're fighting. So I'm fighting this one girl. One of my friends is fighting the other girl. And then next thing you know, her other friends come out the bathroom. I can't even tell you how many of them it was. We was just outnumbered. It had to be at least 2 or 3 other girls. So we ended up being outnumbered. So I'm fighting one, my friend fighting another. My other friend ended up getting jumped because, like I said, we're outnumbered. And so by this point, there's a big commotion. Everybody's out in the hallway trying to figure out what's going on because it's super loud or whatever. And people are pulling each other away. And so I'm going back to my friend room. I'm going back to her room. I'm trying to, you know, when people fight, you try to run so you don't get in trouble, you know. So I go back to her room and she's not in there, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, where is she? So I'm pissed at this point. Like, where is my friend? Somebody better find her. Like, that's my best friend. Where is she at? So I'm like, okay, well, let me figure out. if I pull the fire alarm, everybody has to come to the front. Everybody comes to the front, I can find my friend. So I pulled the fire alarm. While I'm doing that, she ends up coming back to her room. Mind you, I didn't have no shoes on or nothing, like. So she ended up coming back to the room. I find her, and that's when I find out that she ended up getting jumped. So I'm even more pissed at this point, because I'm like, I understand my friends that were in the room, they're not fighters, or they didn't want to get into it at the same time, but it's like, when everybody came out, you could at least pull somebody off of her, or you could have, you didn't have to fight. There was other ways I feel like that could have been handled, but whatever, it's over now. But so when I find out she got jumped, I'm even more mad. So the fire alarm is going off, everybody's going to the front. So I'm like, you know what, let me call my cousin, because I have a cousin named Sydney who goes to school. She's the only name that I'm really going to use in the story, because that's my cousin. Whenever I need her, she pull up, and that's just period. So I called my cousin Sydney, and I'm like, girl, where you at? We just fought the girl sisters. Like, oh my gosh, where you at? She's like, girl, I'm coming right now. So me and one of my friends, I think it was only one of us, I think it was only two of us together at the time. I'm not sure where the third girl went. So we're walking out of our campus now, because like I said, everybody's outside. It was a big commotion. I'm like, we gotta go. So I called my cousin, and she's like, come down, proceed to leave campus to go down the street. And there's this car that's approaching us, and the car, we couldn't really see it up close, but from a distance, it was a lot of girls in the car. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, we about to get jumped. And so I'm like, I look at my friend, and I'm like, what do you want to do? If you want to fight, we're going to fight. If you want to run, let me take off my shoes, we about to run. So we ended up, and the crazy thing is, we did that about a lot of things. Like, we would rock, paper, scissors out decisions, which is just childish, but that's what we used to do. So I think we ended up saying that we was gonna fight. So they pull up playing Knuck of You Buck. They pull up, the car is playing Knuck of You Buck. And it ended up being my cousin and her friends. Thank goodness, because it was a group full of them. So we go back around to where the other part of campus was, because somebody had called and said that they were throwing bricks at the other girl that wasn't with me at the time. They were throwing bricks at her car, or either they threw a brick at her car, or they was trying to key her car or do something over there. So we ended up going back over there, and I'm like, yo, campus is too high. Like, I have to go. So I called this dude that I was friends with at the time, and he came to get me. So as he come to get me, and I finally make it back over to his house. Side note, that's gonna be a whole nother story in itself. Stay tuned for the next story time. But so as he come to get me, and I go over to his house, I get a phone call from the school saying that if I don't come back to campus, there'll be a warrant for my arrest. So I'm like, oh my God, like, let me go back to school. So, I had to go back to school, talk to the people in charge of the dorm, tell our side of the story, and then it was like a waiting process to see what was gonna happen with us. I think we ended up waiting like a week. We had to talk to multiple people and tell the same story over and over again and write it down. And it was just a frustrating, long process. And to make it even more annoying, some of the girls' parents were up at the school just being very mean and rude, just being nasty, which I don't feel no type of way about that, because if my mama come up to the school, she gonna raise problems too, as she has done before. So, it was nothing to that. But I think that kind of played in the part as to why we ended up getting suspended, because it was like their parents would come and we were walking past, their parents are saying stuff, so now I gotta argue with you and your mama. Now I wanna fight you and your mama and your aunt. So that just made it way worse than what it was. So we ended up getting suspended for the whole semester, and we had to write an appeal to come back into school. So I was out of school that spring semester, and I came back to school that next fall semester. So the whole time, I ended up having a balance, because I was on a soccer team and I was on a scholarship. So that scholarship balance ended up going away, and I had to pay back that money. So I said this to say that if you're in college and you're thinking about fighting somebody, or if you have problems with somebody, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. Like, you really have to learn to leave that drama behind, leave the ghetto stuff behind, leave the fighting behind, because sometimes you won't even get back into your school. I know people that's got suspended that hasn't been able to get back in. So we was just some of the lucky ones to be able to get back into school. And also another thing that made me realize, that wasn't worth it, because like I said, that was my sophomore year, and I already done graduated, so that was years ago. And you just have to learn from your mistakes.
Dare you learn something from this?
When I got back into school, I tried out for the cheerleading team. I made the team, and that was one of the best decisions I've ever did, was to join that team, because it helped me so much. I had to think not only about myself, I had to think about the team as a whole. Like whatever I did affected the team as a whole. So that really made me think twice about decisions that I made. So if you are a hothead, or if you come from a rough background, or if you just got a lot of stuff going on, I would say get active and stay involved in activities, because you can learn so much from just being around people that are different from you. So I really do recommend that. One of the other things I was able to do is my senior year, I ended up being the senior class vice president. I would have never even thought that I could do that. Like the high school me would have never even thought that I could accomplish something like that. So I would just really say stay involved, stay out of trouble, close your mouth, and keep your hands to yourself. And that is all. Thank you for watching this story time.
Thank you for being outside, fresh out the shower after that.
You're in my video.
Oh. Sorry, guys.
Again.